let's go for the first point, that is personal protective equipment. Okay. Before starting with any procedure of decommissioning, is first of all we need to know all our personal protective equipment. Okay. On high voltage systems in electric vehicles, first step is always to ensure that all involved personnel are properly protected. Okay. As you know, high voltage systems can operate at voltage above 60 volts in DC or 30 volts in AC, which are dangerous and potentially lethal if not handled correctly. Okay, that's why use of personal protective equipment or PPE is not an option. Okay, it's mandatory and defined by companies' procedures and international safety standards. Okay. PPE ensures us electrical isolations, arc flash protections, safe handling and tools and connectors, and physical safety in the event of unexpected system activation or fault. Okay. Also, in this section, we'll review the main types of personal protection equipments used during high voltage decommissioning. Okay. We will start which one is the one of the most essentials. Let's see the safety harness. Okay, let's start. Now let's see the first personal protective equipment, that is the safety harness or dielectric harness. Let's watch the video. That's how you have to put the dielectric harness. Okay. When do we have to use the dielectric harness? Well, when we have a potential electric hazards, okay, or electric risk. Uh, uh, if you want to measure the absence of voltage, it's mandatory to use the dielectric harness, okay. As you can see in the video, you have the person who has the dielectric harness, and the other person is in case of a dangerous situation, is gonna save the working person. Okay, dielectric harness are very useful in heights works, no, in elevated platforms, no. Imagine that you are working on the rooftop of a bus or on tracks, no, and you have to measure the voltage or in live parts of the systems. Okay. So let's continue with the safety pole or dielectric hook. Let's watch the video. We have this the safety pole. It has the same function that the dielectric harness, but this is most useful when you are gonna make a punctual measurement, no? Because as you can see in the video, in the first video, put a dielectric harness is a little complicated, and if you only are gonna measure just in a few moments the absence of voltage, it's better to use this dielectric hood. Okay, as you can see in the video, this is the good way to use it. You have to take the hood from the blue part. Okay, if you take the hood, if you put your hand on the yellow part, you are doing in the wrong way. Why? Because you need to keep a safety distance. Okay, you need to keep the safety distance, and also the blue part is the dielectric part of the hood. Okay, if you touch the yellow part, mm, the equipment is not guaranteed a dielectric the dielectric situation. Okay, so now we are gonna talk about the dielectric globes. Okay, dielectric globes. Let's watch the video. Dielectric globes are mandatory when you are gonna work in with live parts of high voltage systems. Okay, if you're gonna measure the absence of voltage in a system, it's mandatory to use it. Okay. Dielectric globes has categories. Okay. At minimum, the categories start in category 0, 0, then it's gonna go to category 0, then it's gonna go to category 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So which category do we need to use? Well, first, we have to know that nowadays the voltage of high voltage system it's around the maximums are around 800 volts more or less. So category 00 is for 500 volts. Category 0 is for 1000 volts. Then we are going to go to category 1 that is for 7500 volts. Okay. So which category do we need to use? Well, at least our globes needs to be category 0. Okay. And then these globes are very easy to be damaged. Okay. That's the reason why we need to test a little quickly with this test that you can see here. Now we are going to see the stanky of the globe, and we are going to see that it's not mechanical. It don't have mechanical damage. Okay. So if you are going to work in mechanical areas and it's probably that the glove is going to be damaged, we can use a mechanical glove and inside. Okay. So then we have the insulating mat. Let's watch the video. The insulating mat is to isolate the person from the ground. Okay, from the ground. If you have a wet floor or metallic floor and it's a conductive floor, you need to use the dielectric mat. It's gonna isolate you from the ground. Then we are gonna see the face shield. Face shield is also when you are gonna work with live path on high voltage systems. Okay, in case of in case of electric arc and the sparks, and you are gonna have sparks. Well, this dielectric shield is gonna protect your face and your eyes. So it's mandatory when are you gonna work with live parts in high voltage system. So the safety glasses, well, safety glasses, imagine that in case you are gonna work just for a punctual time, for a punctual measure, well, you can also use the safety glasses. Safety glasses is only gonna cover your eyes, okay? But you can have damage on the rest of your face.